Hey, what's up, guys? Okay, so I wanted to give you guys an update about every place that I've ever applied to. Now, I haven't worked that many places. It's less than 20, okay? And I wanted to let you know every place that I've worked because other people could be looking at my channel. And my past YouTube channel, I included that. And now that I have a brand new YouTube channel, I threw the old one away, and now I'm going to give you my current information about every place that I've worked that I pulled from my resume. I'm going to show you, actually just tell you from my resume, every job that I've had. So here we go. My very first job was at McDonald's. I was just out of high school, and that was the very first job. I've been trying to apply for other jobs and stuff, but that was the job I was able to get during the time, and it was really closer to home. So I was a crew member. I did some cleaning, but they mainly had me on a grill, put the women in the front near the window and stuff like that, even though I wanted that. But I eventually ended up getting that type of job, but not there, just at another place. Um, yeah, I actually ended up being in retail, so that was really, really good. My second job was Marshall's Finishing. Oh yeah, the McDonald's. I didn't stay there for about like 3 months. Very first job. Okay, so second job is Marshall's Finishings Incorporation, and that is a furniture company based in High Point, North Carolina. They make chairs, and they had different colors to the chairs. It was oak, cherry, and I think it's like a natural wood type color. It was pretty cool, but I left there. I haven't been there for probably like almost 2 weeks, no more than 2 weeks, and I left there. Why? Because of racial slurs. I encountered racial slurs. That was my very first job I ever been to that I had to deal with racism. Um, so that was the very first one. I liked it, but yeah. Ralph Lauren, I worked there, of course, as you can see. I worked there. I started in Greensboro, and then I moved my way on down to working the facility in High Point because it was a lot closer to where my mom lived. So I ended up working there. Um, Stayed there in the Greensboro location for about however many weeks they wanted me to be there because they transferred a lot of people from another department over to that one. So then after that was over, I was there for a few weeks, and then I was transferred over to High Point location where I currently was going anyway because I was moving there. So it was like closer to home. So, and it was closer to my mom's house. So eventually ended up going to that location. My third job was Whiting Turner. It was a construction company. That was based out of Maryland, who really travels all over the United States, and they really do jobs basically on the East Coast. But it was through a temp agency called Patriot Staffing, which is in Greensboro, but they are no longer there. That temp agency is no longer residing. Why? Because the coordinator, the boss, and the payroll specialist was caught embezzling money, and it was on the news, and we end up having to leave, and everyone who's gotten their money taken away got it right back. That's what happens when you and do stuff like that. Yeah. So, but anyway, I stayed at Whiting Turner. It was a construction site. We built a school and a hospital in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. It was really, really great, really nice school. I really enjoyed working in the construction with all those men, and it was some women in there too. That's what really surprised me. They were really sweet, and it was a lot of Hispanics, of course, and stuff like that. They was working in mainly the white people was like, race has nothing, color has nothing to do with it. You guys, I promise. But mainly the white people was like Whiting Turner, and then the Hispanics was just like you never know who they was with because they was with different things. And then it was, and I liked to see that it was people that looked like me, with some actually black people that was actually there with Whiting Turner that made me smile. I really did, because it's not about race or color, but it is nice to see your color there. We haven't been seeing it like that, It's just saying. My that was one, two, three, four. My fifth job was at the city landfill in Greensboro, North Carolina, based with the same temp agency of Patriot Staffing. Before they were terminated and on the news and tore down or whatever. I was placed at a city landfill in Greensboro, which I worked, and I really, really liked it. It was a really dirty job, but I really enjoyed it because it was like all my other jobs. It was steady pace. It was smooth. It was pretty organized. They had rules and regulations, and there wasn't any fighting. We got along. We took our lunch and breaks often, and it was a pretty good. I would literally go back to work at a landfill again because it was that. All you did was you stood in the line. It was a line, it was rows that looked just like a farm, like people was planting gardens or something, and then they had a truck come over with some trash and dump it all over the ground in lines, and everyone is in their own line, just like Ralph Lauren, in their own aisle or in their own line, taking out things that shouldn't belong in there, put them in the bag, and after we took all the stuff that should not be in a pile, that's going to get shredded into mulch, the truck come back over and scoops it all up and put it in another separate pile so it can go to somewhere else. That was so easy. The next job was at the Salvation Army. I was a bell ringer. I sat there and took a rapid report on people in the community, and I was able to give out information about the whereabouts, where the Salvation Army was leading to in the future, how much we were trying to get, and what was the goal. And basically, I got a chance to talk with everyone, their children, let the children ring the Christmas bell, greeted them with a smile, and it was just nonstop for hours in the cold. But I dressed it nice with a suit and tie, and I had my bell and my scarf looking really nice. No matter how cold it was, I was not going to look broke while ringing the Salvation Army bell, and I was black. I was not having it. And I really did put on a good look for the Salvation Army, and I really thank Bobby Jackson, because he helped me realize that, not many people would go the extra mile to do that just to ring a bell. But I am really concerned about how I look to the community. And because, of course, it's like embarrassing if you don't look your best. So, of course, I looked my best and presentable. Then I ended up getting promoted and ended up being a sales associate at the Salvation Army thrift store, which I was really excited, because who doesn't like a thrift store? And for you to work at a Salvation Army thrift store, oh my gosh, that's like heaven right there. Had so many donations come in. However, I wanted to work in the back because all the donations was coming in that way. And I wanted to organize some things and stuff like that. And I really wanted to decorate the place, because if it was my touch on that place, it would have been hot. But of course, they liked my personality, and they wanted me at the front at the cash register, because I had a bubbly type personality, so they say, and I really appreciate that. And they put me to use, so I stayed there for about, I say, a month or two. It was seasonal, so I took whatever I was able to get, and I really did like that. I really did. However, I did get some racial slurs, just a little bit of racial slurs, just a little bit. Okay, what was the other one on here? The IHFC, the International Home Furniture Center, is a furniture market company which is based out of High Point, North Carolina. It started in High Point, North Carolina, and like in Thomasville and around the North Carolina area. High Point is the furniture capital of the world. It used to be really big, and now it's like kind of scattered across the world, and a little bit here in the United States. They have some based in Atlanta and some in New York and things like that. But High Point is where the deal is with all the furniture. And everyone from all over the world comes to High Point to buy furniture for other companies. It's not open to the public. You have to be a buyer and exhibitor and things like that, or a visual merchandiser. But whatever company you come from, you are able to get a pass to come actually shop for your company. And I worked at the Suites at Market Square, Plaza Suites, C&D, Showplace, and things like that. So they had like so much, you guys, like, oh my gosh. It's so many furniture buildings there, so many people, and once you come to High Point, North Carolina, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. You will be able to see what I'm talking about. But I worked all over, and oh my gosh, they would drive you nuts if you don't like to move furniture, if you don't like people, you don't like to deal with that type of stuff, that's where your issue may lie. But it's so many nice people there, you get along just fine. So, and last but not least is the Bud Group janitorial services. I actually had to clean hospitals at night, and I really, really, really loved that job. And that job did not last. However, it did not last because I had to deal with a woman there who did not want to work but stand over top of me and carry a conversation while I was working. It distracted me, but it really put the icing on the cake is if you're put in a position to train someone and you're not doing anything, and literally, you may want to consider rearranging that person. And it really bothered me because that person was put in a position to train, but she was not doing her job. And it made me feel like I was an outcast because here I go again, working, doing everything you tell me to do, but you're not doing what you are supposed to do. And it's making me and the people around you look bad. So why not go ahead and just help those people and do what you're supposed to do, because you're not going to get that many people that's going to do the right thing. I'm just saying. But anyway, I've had fun working at every place that I've worked. It was a learning experience, and I really hope that you find a job that you want to. If you cannot find a job that is that fits you and you don't feel comfortable, look around. There are millions of jobs out here waiting for you to come in. Somebody out there is waiting for you and they need you. That job was not the job for you if you got up and left. Trust me. Go find another job and you will be able to see what I'm talking about. Bye.